Welcome back. Now to a morning original. These are stories you see first here on Wake Up Central. This weekend, one of Arkansas's most treasured landmarks celebrates a milestone that's not just about history, but heritage, community, and courage. First Missionary Baptist Church in Little Rock is turning 180 years old. The church's roots stretch back to before the end of slavery, with one of the oldest black congregations even landing it a spot on the National Register of Historic Places. Wake Up Central's Journey Taylor brings us inside this living history.
At the corner of South Gaines and 7th Street in Little Rock stands more than a church, but a legacy. First Missionary Baptist Church is marking 180 years of faith, resilience, and service. And to those who walk its halls, it's more than a building. For lifetime member and trustee Renee Hubbard, it's a home filled with memories and a powerful call to remember the past as we build for the future.
I got a lot of memories, and when you have a lot of memories, especially of folks whose shoulders you now stand on who are no longer here, then you feel all of this, and sometimes sadness, because they're no longer with us. But look at what they left us.
The church's story began in 1845 when an enslaved man named Wilson Brown asked his enslaver for permission to start a church. Member of the Deaconess Board and former state senator Linda Chesterfield says, in the throes of slavery, it was unheard of.
And then for an enslaver to say yes, it's just very special.
The sanctuary, later built in 1882 by formerly enslaved craftsmen, still stands. But its stained glass, woodwork, and roof need preservation, something this weekend's gala and services aim to support.
It ought to matter to every person in this community, in this state, in this nation, that we preserve this place.
Preservation isn't just about structure, it's about protecting the scarce moments. In 1963, weeks after being jailed in Birmingham, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. came to preach at First Missionary's 118th anniversary. King was actually a college alum, friends and civil rights activists with the pastor of the church.
Dr. King came to First Missionary Baptist Church because of his connection with our pastor, Dr. Roland Smith. The sanctuary was full, inside and outside. People were along the windows, because we had the windows up, so that they could just hear any morsel of what was going on. They wanted to hear that. They wanted to know what was going on in here.
King's presence was so powerful, Hubbard says, that the room swelled as he came in. She called the moment magical. She was only 13 years old on that day.
He had on the blackest suit I've ever seen. He had on the whitest shirt I've ever seen. And he had the skinniest tie that I've ever seen. I mean, it was just a little bit bigger than a string.
King's sermon, according to Renee, was titled It's Midnight, challenged the community to keep the light of faith burning during dark times. And today, King's legacy, and that of so many others, lives on in the church's continued work in the community.
We've been feeding kids at Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School. We've had a pre-K program here. We have fed the homeless here. We've had vaccine drives here. This is still a living, breathing church, which still has a commitment to community.
With only 14 pastors over 180 years, the thread of tradition here is strong. The message now is simple: preserve it.
The beauty that comes when we remember how great those people who stepped out of slavery were, that they could create an edifice that's still alive today. That's something that should be celebrated by everybody.
And those two ladies told me so much. I just wish I could fit everything in this story. It's going to be a great weekend. We have a gala tonight at 6:30. We have 2 services on Sunday. I have to make it to one of those. I mean, so much history.
It's unbelievable. How many times have we driven past that church? How many folks driving every day don't understand Dr. King spoke right there, right down the street?
Right down the street, the house right behind the church, a parsonage, is only one of 2 places King has ever slept in this entire state. The other place, of course, at the Daisy Bates home. So this is history on 7th Street in the middle of downtown with all these big skyscrapers and downtown folks going to work. You have history still living right now.
180 years.
180 years. I can't believe it. A lot of good history artifacts in there as well. A Bible from the 1980s. You have the podium that King stood at that same day when he preached, still there, living 1880. Thank you for correcting me there. 1880, not 1980. This has been 180 years. I can't even fathom that. That's why I'm saying the wrong year. This is big. This is legendary.
It is.
And so we need people to come out and support financially so we can preserve all of this history. A lot of great things happening there on 7th Street.
Makes a lot of folks who work downtown think twice
Yes.
driving right down 7th.
What we're passing. So,
Unbelievable.
love it.
Amazing story. Thank you for sharing
you.
the journey.
Thank you.